Coming to you live from Bonfire Studios North. It's another episode of Toros Weekly. I'm your host, Peter Theodos. Joining me once again, as always, is Mr. Ken Oda. Ken, this might be one of our best shows that we have. A lot of great stuff coming up, so let's just jump right into it. We won on a Saturday.
We did, and I'll tell you what, that weekend had an interesting way of making me look pretty stupid. The Midwest plays Austin and the Minnesota Wilderness and sweeps them both. And I talked about how much offense was going to be in that weekend series between us and the Cats, the second and third ranked offense in the league coming in. A 3-2 game that saw 3 of those goals scored in the final 90 seconds of regulation and overtime, and then a 2-1 game on Saturday. So, weekend had an interesting way of making me look pretty dumb.
You know, it's one of those things, too, where you would have thought maybe come out with 3 points. I mean, obviously you want all 4 points every weekend, but Bismarck's a great team, and you almost would have expected the Toros to, not saying that it was
the way we've struggled on Saturdays.
Exactly.
I dropped Saturday to St. Cloud, Saturday to the Wilderness, Saturday to Austin, all teams that were below us at least coming into this stretch of games. And then Bismarck, who had been cruising, now they're on a bit of a slide. I think 5 in a row for the Bobcats. They were swept by the Wilderness, swept by us, and I believe they had lost their last Saturday game before that Wilderness sweep. So the Bobcats are struggling. The Toros have finally figured it out, and things are good in Toro country.
Exactly. So nothing like a sweep, especially leading into a huge weekend with Austin coming up, but we'll touch on that here in a little bit.
It brings us even in the Subway Cup. Now,
it does.
Us and the Bobcats both 5-4-1 against each other here so far in the regular season. The last 2 games of the Subway Cup series are in Minot, March 11th and March 24th, if memory serves. So a couple of weekday games in Minot to settle the Subway Cup. Whoever gets the most points out of those will end up being the Subway Cup champ. So
Toros look for 3 in a row?
Yeah, never.
Or 4.
Since the Subway Cup started, I believe this is season number 4. The Bobcats haven't won it. So
knock on wood there.
A chance, now that we've pulled even, a chance to keep the Subway Cup in Minot, which has been its only home since its inception.
All right, let's get this show on the road. Our first guest here on Toros Weekly is Mr. Cody Sherman. Cody, welcome to Toros Weekly.
Thank you.
If you've got questions for Cody or our next guest, Ben Garrity, feel free to drop them in the comments section. I've got my personal Facebook open. I've got the team Facebook open, the team YouTube. I'm not just sitting here playing games on my phone. I actually am keeping an eye on all the social here while we go.
Or for us.
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't want to ask us questions.
We're not that interesting.
Yeah, we're not. Cody, you are actually. So let's roll our first clip that we have for the fans.
Stibbe finds Sherman. Sherman delays. Spins off a check. Tries to drive the net. Shot. It's in. Kroll wins it for the Toros out of a feed from Sherman. And it'll be a happy bus.
Before we get to making that pass, before that play, way up back at the other end of the ice, you and I forget who from the Bobcats were tied up with each other. It looked like you got hooked down. There was no call on the hook, and then you just held on to his stick and let him drag you up the ice for about 5 feet like an anchor, and that didn't get called either. So what was going on behind the play before we get to that goal?
Yeah, I started off with the face-off, and I wanted back to the corner. And pretty much right there, we were in a battle. I think it was Skins and I in the corner, and then 2 of their players. And I don't know, I think I got tied up with one of their guys, and he was hooking me. And then my hand just was on his stick, and I was holding it up the ice. And I think the refs just kind of let it play out, luckily. But yeah, it was. I think it was for the most part unintentional. We're just both trying to win a battle.
Now, on that play, the really nice spin move to get yourself some space and get towards the net, did you see Kroll crashing to the other side, or was that more of a prayer pass that you just hope someone was there?
Yeah, Stibbe gave it to me when I was coming in the zone, and as soon as I made the spin move to create some space and get a step on the guy, and as soon as I got a step on the guy, I realized it was a 2-on-1, and obviously there's still the other guy pressuring me from behind. So as soon as the defenseman in front started creeping over to me, I saw Kroll backdoor in the slot, and so I gave it over to him.
All right, let's run our second clip really quick.
Westland down the wall. Sherman finds it. He's got Bartu going to the front side. It's Westland. Shot off the post. Follow-up try. Trickles in for
All right, so that was not only your first career goal with the Toros, that was also the game winner on Saturday. So first I'll touch on, how does it feel to finally have that monkey off your back and to finally score your first goal as a Toro?
First
Yeah.
junior goal, if I remember correctly, correct?
Yeah, it's a good thing. Hopefully there's more to come. But yeah, it was good. I think, obviously, prior to this being in a really good league and dealing with a couple injuries, it's kind of hard to stay in a consistent mindset and kind of keep going. And so I thought coming here, would be a good place to play. And I was really happy, to make an impact on the game. Happened to be a game-winning goal. I just thought our line was playing well, and, I was just happy to be at the spot and put it away.
In the clip, you saw, we saw you kind of reach up and just grab it and put it back down on the ice, which is obviously totally legal. But what's going through your mindset when you saw that puck coming through, like just in midair towards you?
Yeah, so Westy had a good shot, and it went off the crossbar, and I think I just kind of got some separation. Everyone was kind of watching the puck, and I stayed kind of in that backdoor area. And the goalie had a really hard slide over to Westy's shot and ended up coming back to me off the crossbar. And I had probably like a stick length on the defenseman, and I noticed the goalie over committed to Westy's shot, so just got it down as soon as I could, and I knew to have a lot of net open.
You haven't had a consistent line yet. It seems like your line mates change every weekend. Has that made the transition to joining the team a little more difficult, playing with different guys every weekend?
Yeah, I think, for the most part, it's been pretty smooth. And I just think I'm not too picky on who I play with. And I'm a new guy, and Marty's trying to see what works and what lines fit. And I think everyone here is definitely has their own certain skill set. I think everyone's a very good hockey player, and I think I've done good with any of the line combinations. In a sense, it's fun to play with new guys, see what they're made of. And but yeah, last couple games my line was working really well, and we're talking on the bench, and I really like them.
What are some things that you would talk about with those guys on the bench? Just like what you see from how the defense reacts, what the goalie does, or like what?
Yeah, so I think going into games, like, we know we got to win, just break it down and make sure we're winning our one-on-one battles, possessing the puck, getting as much zone time as we can. And then from there, each shift, what we see from them defensively, how we can operate offensively, and then just going over the plays, if there are any mistakes we made, just what can we do better, or like what's working out there, let's keep doing it.
Dane Stegg just wants to say welcome to the Toros. Helen Zahn said it was a great goal. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But,
Good old Helen.
yeah, you get the welcome to the Toros a lot, but you're the younger brother of former Toro Steven Sherman. I don't remember. Had you made the trip out to Minot before? Had you been up here?
Yeah, I was an affiliate player last year. I was up here for a week in December, and I got to play a game, which was also against Bismarck.
Okay.
Teddy Bear Toss last year.
And then had you been up here at all when your brother played, or was that your first trip up? No. So with your brother having been a former Toro, did he talk to you at all about what to expect?
Yeah, he's actually, obviously my brother, who's been through like juniors, college, youth hockey, everything. He's been someone that I really rely on for information, and someone that's always kind of been in my corner and always supported me. So, when I was making the decision to come here, I talked to him, and he loved it here, no regrets, and it made it a lot easier, knowing that someone I trust he said he loved it here and kind of told me what to expect. Especially like he really liked Marty as a coach, and he was a small forward, who had a lot of success in pro hockey, and so I was happy. Looked at the coaching, what my brother said, and I was happy to come here.
One of the things that I noticed about your brother, your dad was here. One of the first weekends you were here was that energy weekend that we had, and we were auctioning off the jerseys. When I was down on the ice helping them auction the jerseys, saw your dad with the biggest smile on his face when he came up and he was holding up his phone. I was like, oh, he's just videotaping your auction when it was your turn in your jersey. No, he was FaceTiming your brother. Did your brother give you anything? Was there any friendly competition between whose jerseys would go more between the auctions?
I was honestly kind of lowballing my jerseys. It's my first weekend here. When they started the auction off at 150, I was surprised to see if anyone would even bid on that. But I think a lot of the fans and his billet family loved my brother. I thought he was a good community guy, and but I think my dad was just happy to see me here, see me play, and obviously my brother was too. So it was nice to see everyone.
Yeah, I know your brother Steven actually has messaged me during a couple of the games, just saying he's listening. How much did you follow the team when he was here, and how much feedback do you get from him after now he's following games that you're playing in?
Yeah, I'd say, obviously there's, especially when I was younger, quite the age difference, which mattered a lot. And but, obviously I followed as much as I could understand. And, I was hoping the best, hoping he'd play in the NHL. But I followed a decent amount. And I was never out here, but my parents came out a couple times and they liked it. And then now that he's kind of got his eye on me and he's helping me through junior hockey, he definitely watches pretty much every game, and he gives me a ton of feedback.
Bob Beckerus on Facebook here has asked, is the speed of the game here in the NAHL in the Central Division what you expect? Is it faster, slower? How does the speed compare to what you're used to?
Yeah, I'd say the jump from youth hockey to junior hockey was, I think it was eye-opening last year when I was up here for a week. And being here this year and game in, game out, 60 games a year, it's definitely quite the adjustment to be able to stay consistent. Coming from Nebraska, where I was playing, it's, I think, definitely a lot more physical in this league. But I think the speed's the same as the USHL, and then compared to other leagues in the NAHL, I definitely think that this division's the best.
You talk about, or we've talked about your brother a lot here. You also played with current Toro Jojo Hargenegi back when you were in California with the junior Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
What did he relate to you about the league, about Minot and all that, and how helpful was he with that information in coming here?
Yeah, I've been playing with him since 14 and under. Been to his house a ton, great teammates. Was his line mate for a couple years. And obviously I was following him here and the whole team. And when I was thinking about coming here, and even when I was drafted at the beginning of this year, he was really happy that, there's the prospect of me coming over here. And then as soon as I told him, I was thinking about coming here, and he pretty much had similar things to say as my brother did. I just loved it here, the coaching, great facility, and especially great fans. And now that I'm here, it's nice to see him, and we go and shoot pucks, hang out, and so it's been a lot of fun.
Actually, I've noticed that around the rink. We've got the shooting cage over on the middle rink, and a couple of times I've been walking around the building and seen you guys out there shooting. How much do you work aside from the ice on your game?
Yeah, I think it's important to put in the extra work but also monitor your body, and so you take it week by week. But I really enjoy going out there, especially if you got like a partner or someone to shoot pucks with, and makes it easier to just push each other. And I'd say most days we're going out there and shooting pucks, stick handling, and it's just good to get extra puck touches and go there with one of your friends.
You guys were on the middle rink shooting most. I've seen you a few times this week. How do the facilities here at the Mesa compare to just what you've seen around the rest of the league so far, and also what you saw when you were in the USHL?
Yeah, I think each kind of city, each kind of rink has its own unique twist on things, and there's a lot of good places to play. But I've enjoyed it here, especially around the league. I think this has to be one of the top facilities. They pretty much have everything you need as far as working out, shooting pucks, space for everything. Locker room's really nice. Glad we can fill up all 2,000 of those seats. It's awesome. And USHL, obviously, they invest a lot in their teams. There's a lot of good players going through those leagues. And I'd say, honestly, it's similar here as far as the USHL in terms of the facility and how much the owners and the coaches care for the team.
So this weekend is another big weekend against Austin. But on a side note, we talked about it on the Farmers Union intermission interview briefly. Friday is superhero night.
Yeah.
So obviously I got to ask, who's your favorite character, favorite superhero and all that?
Yeah, character for superheroes, I got a couple. I'm leaning towards the Flash right now. I don't know if it's the whole sports aspect of it, but if I could be someone as fast as him, I'd love that. I'd take full advantage of that. And I don't know. I think, it's hard to go wrong if you had any kind of superpower, but I'd definitely say the Flash.
Do you think that would actually hurt or extremely benefit your hockey game? Because if you're the Flash, you could go too fast.
That is very true. If there was a way to hide my superpower, then I'd keep playing hockey. Otherwise, if I was born with that kind of speed, I don't know if I'd ever even be here. I'd be doing my own thing somewhere. But I think any superhero is kind of, I don't really think they're thinking about sports at that point. They got to do their own thing.
So, favorite character is the Flash. I don't think the Flash has a movie. So, what's your favorite superhero movie?
Yeah, I did say Dark Knight Rises.
You did.
I don't know. I like a couple Marvel movies too. I'm still a little conflicted, but Avengers are good. Obviously everyone likes that.
We got one more question before we
yeah.
let you go. We got a question here on social. Growing up, did you go to a lot of the camps or just play on teams and play hockey kind of on the system you were in?
Yeah, I think obviously every region's different. Growing up on the West Coast is typically a little more travel, and I think maybe I've been to a couple USA Hockey sanctioned camps, like working towards the development team and the national camp for USA tournaments. As far as just any kind of, I like skating camps in the summer, power skating, but my dad always told me, in personal opinion, that it's probably best to save the money and spend it on tools and equipment that you can use every day at home, because hockey is very expensive. Anywhere, West Coast especially, when you're flying out for weekends and driving up from Southern California to Northern California. But so that I kind of took his advice. Obviously, if there's a main camp for the Minotauros or for whatever team I'm playing for, I go. But other than that, in the summer, mostly just buy something that I'll use every day and work on that.
All right, Cody. A lot of great stuff right there. Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right, fans. That is Cody Sherman. We'll keep it right here.
Bring in Benny if you're ready. Fans, and again, if you have questions for Benny now, feel free to drop them in the comments here on the Facebook feed or on the YouTube feed. Or you can tweet them at us, too, at Minotauro Hockey on Twitter.
Fans, please welcome back Mr. Ben Garrity. Ben, your second time on the show. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, good to be here again.
Not a debut, unlike Mr. Cody over there, who's chowing down on some cookies courtesy of.
Yeah, I was running late. I haven't gotten to have any cookies yet.
All right, Ben, let's show a quick highlight of one of the saves that you had this weekend.
43 seconds left. One-timer gloved and held by Garrity.
That's during the 5-on-3 at the end there. Overall, just when that second penalty gets called, I know it's frustrating for the guys, but what's going through your mind knowing that a 5-on-3 is coming for, I think it was like a minute 10 or a minute 20?
Yeah, they had a 6-on-3 there for longest. I've never seen a 6-on-3 in my career, I don't think, so that was a first for me, but not really thinking much when that happens. Just kind of stay locked in and just save everything that come towards me, I guess, and try to win the game. So,
which is what you did in that clip.
Yeah.
Kind of looked like you did a split. I was down on the bench getting ready for the 3 stars after the game, so I knew it was a good save. But after watching that clip, that's a heck of a save you did with the kind of the glove flip as well.
yeah, thank you. The hardest part about that one was I saw him shoot it originally, but I didn't see it actually in the air, so I kind of had to guess where it was because Hillman from the Bobcats was screening me. So, kind of, yeah.
Does the fact that they wear all black help when they're out there screening? Does it make it a little bit harder to pick up the puck as opposed to, say, when we're on the road and we're wearing red?
I haven't ever thought about that, actually. It might, maybe have them look bigger, maybe hide the puck better. But, yeah, probably the slightest bit, but not really something I thought about.
Now you're going to get in his head next time we play.
Yeah.
Steve Clevin wants to know how long you've been growing the beard.
Oh, not long. I try to trim it a couple times a week. So
Not a playoff beard guy?
I'll rock it when we're in playoffs. So, but yeah, I just try to. I don't like to get it too big, but it grows pretty fast for me, sadly.
We'll get that second clip ready here in a sec. Oh, we're ready for it.
On the one-timer. Comes to the side of the net. Garrity swats it into the corner. 3 left. Up top, Rodna. Shot blocked. Toros win. Listen to this place.
End of that, obviously the end of the game there. What did it feel like once that final horn sounded, and have you heard that building that loud before?
No, I honestly, it's kind of hard to hear when that's going on at the time, but that just the fact they had a 6-on-3 and we killed it off for that long, and all as a team blocking shots and everything like that, it made the celebration that much better. Like to have us pull through with 3 guys in the ice compared to their 6, so that was awesome. And then the building erupting, so that was really cool.
There was obviously the 6-on-3, but then JoJo comes out of the penalty box, I think, with like 40 seconds left. Was that going through your mind at any point, or were you just so focused on stopping everything that you didn't realize that the Toros were going to get another guy on defense?
I actually did know. I kind of peeked at the clock, saw JoJo was going to come out, so I knew Bobcats guys wouldn't have that much space they had up top for Rodna and those guys to just tee off like they were, but. So that was obviously a relief to get him out there, but so yeah, it was in the back of my head.
When the first penalty gets called and we're up 1 late, any thought to if they have to dump it in, maybe going out and trying to take a shot down the ice? You're not going to do that in a 6-on-3.
No.
But when it's potentially 6-on-4, does that ever go through your head?
Not really actually, but when in high school actually it happened. But I'll know when the chance comes, really. If they dump it in on me or behind the net, I'll give it a rip down the ice if it's a perfect scenario. So I'll go for it, yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
As a goaltender, especially in that late situation, and you see the puck coming and you don't feel it hit you, but you hear it hit the pipe, what's your first reaction and the first thought that goes through your mind?
Just look back right away, see what's going on. It's in the netting. But I don't know, just kind of hopefulness when I hear that ting. So hopefully it's not in the net, but I know Rodna hit two pipes there. So the first one was heavy post, and the second one was crossbar up. So
And it was on back-to-back shots, I
Yeah,
think,
yeah,
too.
it was.
So it wasn't like you had a lot to just like settle down on. It was just like back-to-back ones.
yeah.
You're a second-year guy. Last year, kind of a different year for you goalie-wise. You and Nick split time pretty much. Numbers were almost identical. Kind of a tough question here, but when the coaching staff went with Nick to start the playoff run, how did that feel? And how does it feel now being the guy this year?
Being the guy this year is awesome. Love that. But last year when they went with Grabco, I understood it. Obviously, Marty and Waz's choice to go with him. He might have had the hot hand at the time, but I understood that, and I made sure I was always prepared every day to go in. So if we ever needed, but otherwise, I fully understood what was going on. So.
First and foremost, we actually forgot to do this, but congratulations on being named Player of the Week.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Nice.
What, looking back on all that, how does that just make you feel? Like, do you feel a sense of like accomplishment, proud, or like what's the feeling?
It does feel good, yeah, to get that recognition. But it was honestly this weekend was a full team effort. A lot of block shots we had, big penalties we killed off, but I just felt like it was a team effort. Scoring late in the games, that was awesome. We were down. I don't know when we scored. When did we score that goal in the first on Friday?
On Friday, I think it was the game tying goal to make it 1-1 came like 9:20 into the third, and then the goal to tie it at 2-2 came with like 11 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah, so I don't know if I would have ever got the recognition if we didn't score those goals. So overall just a team award. So I feel so.
You know, you said how the team's been really good at killing off penalties this weekend. Well, not just this weekend. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but overall they've just been really good this year at killing off penalties. What's been one thing that you guys have worked on to really hone that in throughout the year and killing off the penalties?
All our coaches really emphasize getting in front of shots, not making sure their defenseman, whoever's on top, doesn't have much space, and just putting your body on the line for the team, because it gets the guys up on the bench, gets them all riled up too. So I mean, blocking shots is one of our biggest things we talk about.
I've already asked you about kind of last year, the goalie situation, and I'll touch on a little bit this year being the guy, but you were injured there for a stretch and had to miss some games. You know, when you know AJ is going to have to be the guy, and we've got a cycle of emergency backups coming through. You know, how much did you talk with AJ and help him get ready for those games when you knew he was going to be the guy?
I feel like for the most part he knew what he was getting into. He's played games. He's played junior games too, and we don't really talk about it that much actually. Like he doesn't really ask any questions, but I just feel like he knew what he was getting into. He did a great job when I was out too. So.
And how much do you love seeing that?
Oh yeah.
Knowing he's here, he knows his role as the backup. It's pretty much set that you're the guy who's going to get most of the starts. You know, when he comes in like that, it's just, you know, how excited were you for him?
I was really excited to see the team win, do a great job, no matter who's in net. Really, I just love seeing our team win and congratulate him after the game, after every win. Even when we lost a couple of games, he still played good. So it's really good to see that.
You know, one of the teams that he filled in against was the Austin Bruins, who we're facing this weekend.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a little extra excitement about yourself knowing that even though you didn't get to face them last weekend, you get to face them now?
Yeah. I've always, I wouldn't say enjoyed, but liked playing against Austin in my whole junior career. I feel I like kind of play against Sheriff. He's fun to go against, to watch him, see what he does. But yeah, so pretty excited.
That's another team that wears black jerseys.
It is.
Yeah. So yeah.
You mentioned a couple of questions ago, Waz. This is now your second year working with Wyatt, our goalie coach. How much has he helped your game develop?
He's awesome. He's a really awesome coach. He'll get after you if you're doing something wrong, but otherwise it's just he does a really good job building a relationship with me and AJ, and just making sure we're having fun on the ice and also getting better at the same time. So I feel like that's really important for a goalie coach to, you know, just make you feel at home, make you have fun on the ice, but also get after you if you're slacking or something. So it's awesome.
Last really quick question here. I had asked Sherman, I'll ask you with Superhero Weekend.
Yeah.
Favorite superhero movie and character?
I'm gonna actually have to. I think he said Dark Knight Rises. Did he say that?
Yeah.
His favorite movie was. That's mine. I've seen it a bunch of times, so I love that movie. And superhero, I don't know. As a kid, I guess, and I'll go with Superman. I like Superman. I've liked him. I used to be obsessed with him when I was little. So
Actually, we were going to let you go, but we got a late question on social here. Bob Beckerus chimes in again. He, top prospect rosters get announced tomorrow at 1:00. We don't know who's going yet. How much would it mean to you to be selected to be one of the 2 Central Division goalies at Top Prospects?
well, it would mean the world to me to be selected to play for the Central. Regardless who gets chosen, though, I feel like every guy on our team deserves it. But I'd be honored to represent our team and the Central to play there. It'd be one of the best weekends ever. So.
All right, we'll let you go, Benny. Heck of a
Thank
job
you.
this weekend, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah. Fans, that is goalie Ben Garrity. Ken, huge weekend this weekend coming up against Austin.
Yeah. The Bruins come to town. The playoff race still as tight as ever. Toros with the sweep last weekend move into second place with 49 points, but the Bobcats and Bruins both hot on our heels with 48. So a bad weekend, and we'll be tumbling right back down in the standings. A good weekend, and we could maybe pull away from at least Austin a little bit, depending on what Bismarck does. Maybe pull away from them as well. I think they've got Aberdeen, so a chance
That could
maybe.
be tight.
Yeah, a chance maybe here if the Bobcats continue to slide and we take care of business on our own to maybe get some breathing room and hold on to that second place spot. And always just a big weekend in general when we've got Superhero Night, which this year is Friday night. 700 masks for the first 700 kids. The felt masks that are absolutely awesome. I think our kids still have a couple. I think I saw a Wonder Woman mask laying on the stairs just this week. So they hold up. They're pretty cool, and I kind of want to steal one for myself.
Wear it during the broadcast on Canada Cam.
I don't know if I'll wear it on the Coda Cam there with. It cuts down on the vision a little bit. I got to be able to see the whole ice.
All right, fans. Once again, that's Ken Oda. Sean Bachhoven, once again behind the scenes, did a fantastic job this weekend. Now I am Peter Theodos. We'll see you Friday and Saturday at the rink.
Grantley, we're thinking of you. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, as always. Thanks, guys.